Well, I'll go ahead and start. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Monday, December the 9th. It is now 5 o'clock. I'll call this meeting to order. Our first item on the agenda is our minutes from the last meeting of October the 14th. If everybody will review them and see if there's any revisions. There are no revisions. Is there a call for a motion to accept the minutes?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. We'll move on to agenda item number 2. Consider the final plat for Spring Creek Estates Phase 3. Good evening.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the Commission. Keith Kiplinger, your interim city planner. Tonight we have a couple of subdivision plats for your consideration. The first one is Phase 3 of the Spring Creek subdivision. This is located outside the city but within the extraterritorial jurisdiction, which gives you the purview. Spring Creek Section 3 is 18 single-family residential lots. And once again, the clicker's not working, so stand by. I should be getting good at this by now, grabbing the deal. So this subdivision has largely been built out, and so this is an addition to an existing subdivision that's off Appleby Sand on the east side, north of the city. Again, this is 18 single-family lots. They range from 0.28 acres to a little over 1.3 acres. After public comment, I'll be happy to answer any question. The surveyor is also here and can answer any questions you might have.
Again, this is an open forum, so if anybody would like to speak for or against, they're welcome to. I'm seeing none. I guess any questions for Keith?
Is there any difference between Phase 3 and Phase 4 that we should note?
They're simply located in a different portion or off of a different roadway. So as they've built this out in phases, they extend the road and add lots, extend the road, add lots. And as they extend those roads and utilities and add lots, that's really all this is. So they're separate agenda items. But no, there's not a large difference. These are all private roads. There's sufficient utilities are in place according to the city engineer. The roads are private and will be maintained by the subdivision in perpetuity, so the county's not going to be saddled with those roads ever. So fairly simple.
You know if there's any other potential phases after these 3 and 4?
I will defer to the owner's representative.
Okay.
You did get a question.
Yes, and I was prepared for that one.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, he's got where these two streets, on these two we're asking for. Actually, what his plan is to tie the streets together so there's a loop back there.
Got it.
And that's his plan, so that you won't have just two big dead ends back there. You'd actually loop back around at the back.
Could you please state your name?
I'm Michael G. Parker, surveyor with Everett Griffith and Associates out of Lufkin.
Any other questions?
How far outside of the city limits is this right now?
I believe it's about 1.6 miles.
That's pretty far.
roughly.
Like you said, all the utilities, obviously, the engineer, city engineer said that the utilities under, they have their own sewer plant and all of that, so the utility-wise, we won't ever incur any of that, I guess.
So actually, they have a sewer lift station. I believe that we do take the sewage from this subdivision,
Okay.
but it was designed to handle this. Also, the drainage is kind of a regionally handled drainage. You'll notice that there's some green space, some drainage accommodations sort of to the north side of the north lots. So
So these lots are on city water and sewer?
I believe that these lots are on Appleby Water
Ah.
and City of Nacogdoches Sewer.
Okay.
Half of the gas as well, I believe.
Okay.
And that's an old, long-standing agreement to take that sewer from the beginning of the subdivision, so.
Any other questions? Make a motion for or against, we'll do them, I guess, do them separately.
Yeah.
We'll do for or against the final plat of Phase 3 of Spring Creek Estates.
I'll make a motion to approve the final plat for Phase 3 of Spring Creek Estates.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then on to Spring Creek Phase 4.
Spring Creek Phase 4 is located in the same subdivision, and it just simply consists of 4 lots. The reason that this relatively minor replat was brought to the Planning and Zoning Commission is that these 4 lots are part of a bigger subdivision. So instead of handling it as a staff, at a staff level, we felt like it was appropriate for you to be able to consider the big picture. These are 4 lots. They're considerably larger than the lot minimums would be. And after public comment, I'll be happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Again, this is open forum. Anybody for or against? Seeing none? Any questions on this?
That looks pretty straightforward.
Again, anybody like to make a motion for or against Spring Creek Estates Phase 4?
I'll make another motion to approve the final plat for Spring Creek Estates Phase 4 as presented to the committee.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to number 5. Consider the zone change being a parcel originally called part of Lot 70, Block 54, City of Nacogdoches, is also wholly contained and generally located in southwest quadrant of a called 6.03 acre tract described in a deed from North Park Real Estate LLC to Mark Allen Klein, recorded in volume 4892, page 8, DRNCT. Said parcel have an eastern boundary contiguous with a called 10 acre tract owned by Calvary Baptist Church, is recorded in volume 1231, page 385, DRNCT. And the eastern boundary of the 6.303 acre tract and southern boundary contiguous with north part of right-of-way of Loop 224 Northeast Stallings Drive, containing approximately 0.54 acres.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. Keith Kiplinger, your interim city planner. It's great to be back. Tonight, what we have before you is a staff-initiated zone change. During the permitting process for Klein Family Medicine, it was noted, or it was realized, that a section of the property that they purchased was not rezoned in May, along with the balance of the property. So if you will take a look at your map, you can see that there is a small out section, of approximately a half acre, that is along the roadway that will include a driveway and a few of their parking spaces that is still zoned residential. This was a staff oversight back in May. And so we're bringing it forward to have you take a look at it, and we do recommend approval. To the east of the property is all owned by Calvary Baptist Church. Churches are allowed in any zoning district by right, but there are no residences adjacent to this property. Additionally, the large tract that you'll see has already been cleared. It does not back up to any residential lots. To the north, Zone B2, it's vacant. To the south are generally B2 businesses and offices. To the east is the church, and to the west is B2, and it's vacant, so it's an appropriate zoning classification. It also meets the conditions of the comprehensive plan based on staff's interpretation for customer-oriented establishments in the area. Without this zone change, there would be a significant change to the plans for development of the property, because this is where the main driveway does have to go through, and staff's determined that residential zoning is inappropriate for a commercial driveway. Staff does recommend your approval of the change, and as always, we will prepare an ordinance for city council, and we will have this on their agenda at the beginning of January if it's approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission. And I'll be happy to step out of the way for public comment.
Anybody like to speak for or against? Okay, seeing none, any questions for,
How did we miss that?
That's all one track.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it was not always one tract of land, and so at some point, there was a replat,
Oh,
and the replat and the zoning sort of overlapped, and when that was a separate parcel, the zoning happened on one tract, and that tract didn't happen, but then they were replatted into one parcel, and now it's just this
so
odd
this is
little.
one parcel, there will be one parcel, right?
It is one parcel now, it just has separate zoning, and we have those all over town. We saw one with Mass Motorsports at the Elliott Electric Building last time, where 2/3 of the lot was zoned commercial and 1/3 was zoned residential, and it was one tract of land, and this is just one of those things that, doing our due diligence in the permitting process, we stumbled across.
Understood.
Hmm.
Any questions?
I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be
Want
approved.
to make a motion?
So move that we accept them.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
I think that concludes our meeting. We will adjourn at 5:12. Thank you all very much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Hope to see you over here if I can get
Here, Jay.
Good to see you again.
Yes, sir, good to see you.